We're moving on now to the CP class. What's under the hood of these mowers? Single-cylinder overhead valve and two-cylinder valve in block. 4-stroke engines, of course. Let's send it down to the track.
A great field of mowers here in C Prepared, including defending race winner Pete Sullivan. Alex Stella in the mix. Kellen Means, Martin Kunkel, they've come from across the country. 20 states in Canada represented here in this racing series. 11 different classes. Bruce Kaufman, C Prepared is going to be an awesome race to watch.
Absolutely. CP is one of the best classes out there. Drew Burton on the outside. We've got Chris Cox, the school teacher out of Butler, Georgia, currently in first place U.S. points coming in.
And what a great hole shot Cox has had. He's in that black machine at the point. He wants to win the national championship by winning this race.
He sure can. Practice, Jim, he was turning speeds 37.504 miles an hour for Chris Cox up on two wheels.
Drew Burton trying to make something noise here in the blue machine. The red helmet looking into the inside here in a very fast 23. Boy, Drew Burton's really getting through that turn 3 and 4 well. To the inside, he goes for the lead.
Oh, yeah, Jim Burton looking really strong out there, now in the lead.
Be a little crossed up there was the 53 of Alex Stella out of Michigan. We'll see what it looks like here under race conditions. And look at the lead already built up by Drew Burton out of Indiana.
Drew Burton, the sophomore racer out of Indiana, very strong all season long, a racer's racer, got a nice lead, but it's still early.
Would you believe that lap he just went 14.34 seconds around this race course? That's flying.
And lap speeds again around 37.5 miles an hour for Burton and Cox.
Trouble for Burton, he goes wide in 3, he can't steer. Huge blow for the racer that was at the lead. That'll give it to Keith Beacom now to pick up the torch and run with it.
Keith Beacom out of the Mason-Dixon Association out east did a fine exhibition at the Charlotte Motor Speedway this year. We knocked him out in Charlotte, and we kicked some grass.
Hey, he's kicking some grass right here. Chris Cox has dropped back to second now. We mentioned a great hole shot by our Nationals point leader coming into this. He's running second on that black 509. Running third is the 53 of Alex Stella. Nice recovery by Alex. We saw him wheel hop immensely early on. He's got a great recovery now, running in third spot in that red machine.
Stella is one to watch. Fourth in U.S. points coming in. He's been very strong all year. The sophomore out of Michigan, 53, Alex Stella.
And we see a little bit of a wheel hop here, a bit of a tight condition now for the 509 of Cox. We saw that he could not get off a turn 2. That's where Stella's eating him up.
Also, Pete Sullivan, Kevin Ferguson, and Tommy Flynn still in the hunt within the top 10 right now. A very fine CP race unfolding.
Pete Sullivan, the 325, is the defending race winner. But Keith Beacom has nothing to say about it right now. He wants to stay mean and clean and green up front here into turn number 1 again.
Everybody doing a great job. This is a tricky track out there. It's tacking up, but these speeds are very equal. We're looking at 36 to 37 miles an hour in the CP race. My hat's off to the racers running clean and green.
And the disparity in speeds is showing now. This is a huge class. Again, these racers don't have a lot of chances to get on this racetrack and run just once a year. So getting it right, getting the handling right. We see some of the front end geometry is a bit different than the next. And look at that body roll. We don't see any roll off of Keith Beacom's machine, but notice the 509 of Cox. He's a little bit hesitant on the corner exit. Looks like it's hopping just a little bit. Could be a spacer issue, but again, getting it right is all about winning the finals. And here comes Cox. Speaking of how wrong it is, look how right that move is to the inside for Chris Cox, going for P1.
Cox, what a move! Can he take him? Beacom and Cox now battling it out.
So here I think Cox has had an issue. He's actually just gauging the inside line and where to pass the lead. He'll do it successfully.
The school teacher out of Butler, Georgia, Christopher Cox, our new leader.
See Pete Sullivan back there in fourth in that yellow-nosed machine. But it's Cox now back out front with a big push in turn 2. Beacom not able to capitalize, though. These guys are flying in C Prepared. Last year's winner, Pete Sullivan, sitting in fourth, out of the medal round, if you will. On board with Chris Cox, the race leader. And then we see Beacom again to the outside, just in the nose on the helmet cam.
Ooh, Beacom bobbled a bit, and that'll give Chris a little bit more of a cushion on that bobble by Keith Beacom.
So Beacom, a bit of a bobble. One more circuit. The white flag is out. Lap traffic ahead. We'll see how it plays here. The 509 of Chris Cox wants to take that trophy back to the classroom.
Race winner, and if he can hang on, he'll be our U.S. points champion as well.
Cox will do it with a slap on the hood, and he'll win here in C Prepared.
He's one happy lawnmower racer. Chris
Emotion
Cox
is good, and Chris Cox certainly showed it. Emotion. Keith Beacom finishes second in the race. Alex Stella gets the third spot. Over Sullivan, Tommy Hawley, great run to fifth, ahead of Lee Grover. Scott Tornow, again, a top 10 finish. Here's how the championship point standings broke out. Cox, the overall champion. Keith Beacom finishes second. This year, again, across the country, this is how the points stack up. Alex Stella finishes third. Pete Sullivan, fourth. Let's hear from our champ with Rob.
Guys, I'm very happy and very excited. Chris Cox, congratulations. A dominating performance this season, all season long. A great cap in the hat here by winning the race and also getting the national championship.
Thank you. First, I got to say thanks to God for the glory. I wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for my wife. She lets me do this. I got to say thanks to STA-BIL, Gold Eagle Products, for everything that they allow us to do out here. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be out here running. And we really appreciate having some place to play.